We often think of bogs just as something we associate with that which provides fuel for our homes down the centuries, but they're more than that. When people did some digging, they discovered there over the years that they're great sources of preservation of items from the past, preservation of our history, preservation of items of archaeological interest. Now, out the road in Ballinderry, we have two crannogs there. They were excavated in 1932 by a Harvard University team of archaeologists, and there they discovered a sort of a monument of historical items, such as the sword, the boarding game, associating us with the Vikings and the Vikings' presence in the area.
Our bogs are really special places and they're an important part of our heritage. Bogs have taken thousands of years to form, and this formation process can tell us a lot about the environmental conditions in the past. So paleoecologists and other specialists can look at the vertical face of a bog and tell us about the plants that were growing thousands of years ago and environmental conditions such as flooding events.
Ballinderry Bog is one of the sites that I monitor in the county. It's designated as a natural heritage area, and so it has legal protection as a peatland. It's one of 148 natural heritage areas in Ireland, and so it has a special recognition. It's protected for the peatlands that occur there. The bog would have been used for turf cutting in the past, and there has been some agricultural reclamation, but since 2005 it has been afforded legal protection by statutory instrument. Since 2005 there has been various actions carried out on the bog to try and keep it conserved, to keep it in good quality, and so that we have it for our future generations. In 2009 there was a series of drains that were blocked on the bog. And then once again in 2021, there was a further 567 drains blocked on Ballinderry Bog. The state owns part of the bog, and that is where the drain blocking occurred. So these works, it's hoped that they will help to keep the bog wet so that it will grow more of the peat-forming plants, the sphagnum moss. It is an amazing piece of landscape for the people of Moat and the surrounding townlands to have in their area. Not only is it ensuring that we have this beautiful raised bog for future generations, keeping it good and healthy is also helping to mitigate against any bad impacts of climate change. So this is something that the people in the locality can be very proud of.
The main objective when you're restoring bogs is to get them wet again. You want to re-wet them. And so most of these bogs have drains running across them. These were drains that were put in when people were cutting turf, or maybe people were digging up the peat for horticulture, for making peat compost and things like that. So what you do is you go in and the first thing you have to do is block the drains to keep the water on the bog, to keep the bog nice and wet, so that sphagnum, moss and all the other plants of the bog can grow and be healthy again. Sphagnum moss is what the bog is all about. Sphagnum is what they call an ecosystem engineer. It's created the bog. So what the peat in a bog is thousands and thousands of years of sphagnum moss that has died and has been accumulating for a very, very long time. And this creates both the structure of the bog and makes the bog what it is, a very wet and very acid environment. Sphagnum moss can hold huge amounts of water trapped in its leaves and inside its cells, and that has all sorts of great benefits for the environment. One, it keeps the bog wet for all the specialist plants and animals that love these environments. But it's also great in terms of capturing excess water and controlling and preventing floods in places.
An important archaeological site near Moat is Ballinderry Crannog. This was discovered in the early 20th century when they were out cutting a drain through the bog, and a long iron sword was discovered. This led to the identification of a Crannog site, and the Crannog was excavated in the 1930s by an expedition from Harvard University. They discovered that it was a really high status habitation site, an artificial dwelling created in a wetland. Another famous find from this site is the Ballinderry gaming board, which is a highly ornate wooden board which would have been used for a game such as chess or perhaps draughts.
Along with their ecological heritage and landscape value, Westmeath's peatlands offer enormous potential for tourism. When reimagined carefully and sensitively, they can provide the opportunity for visitors to really reconnect with nature in really biodiverse and peaceful landscapes. Moat and the surrounding areas are part of Ireland's hidden heartlands, and this brand really is really all about connecting with nature and about these very types of experiences.